Alright, e-bikers. So this is an e-bike with no chain. This is the Honbike, and we'll check it out next on the channel. Okay, so this will be part one of the review of the Honbike. I'll do a POV ride on it for the second part. Really interesting design, and this is not a bike I would typically buy, but this has a lot of interesting characteristics that I think would appeal to some people, namely the design, of course. But let's go over the specs first and tell you what's on this e-bike, because it is pretty unique in the market. So we have a 250 watt front hub motor up here. It's in the front, so it pulls you instead of pushing you. 20 by 2 inch tires. I think they're 2.1 inch, if I believe correctly. They're kind of street tires with a reflective strip on there. Shaft drive, which I'll show you in a second on this side of the bike. Front and rear lighting. So you have a integrated light up here. You have a rear light on the back. We have integrated LCD up here on the handlebar system. That's very unique. 5 levels of assist. It's got a gyroscope and tilt sensor in it. I'm not exactly sure what that does, but hey, it's in there. 36 volt, 6 amp hour battery down here in this section here, and it unlocks with a key, and it just pops right out. 6 volts. Comes with a 1.7 amp hour charger. Takes 3.5 to 4 hours to charge it fully. It has Hill Tech Assist, which I've yet to kind of try to unlock. I've gone up some hills. I didn't really feel anything, but maybe I'm doing it wrong. I'm not sure. It's got a torque and cadence sensor. I'm not sure why you need both, but it's got both, it says. And it's IP65 waterproof rated, so it's not going to get water in there. It's a very seamless design overall. There's really no very smooth parts and everything, so it's very, very seamless that way. So here's the shaft drive system, kind of built in there. It's all seamless. It's 100% waterproof. It's not going to leak. You're not going to get anything in there. And it's rated for up to 40,000 kilometers, which I think is about 25,000 miles. So it's basically maintenance free. And it's a pretty unique thing on an e-bike today. It's the first chainless e-bike I've ever seen. I don't know about you, but this is a really interesting design overall. Folding pedals here on the bike. The folding mechanism is typical of folding e-bikes. So you have a latch here. Here's the latch, and you have the folding stem up here that unlocks. So I'm going to show you how that works. It's an integrated design here, so it's smooth and clean, it's flush. So all you do is unlock this here, and then push out. So you unlock it, and then you push on this side. So let me do that now, and I'll show you how it folds. All right, so we're going to push this button here, push this latch, which flies open back here, and we're going to unfold it. But first, we're going to do the stem. So there's a latch here with a push button on it. Drop that down, and down come the handles. Pretty simple. It's got a nice handle here for when you are folding it. So make sure the latch is out, and just break it in half, basically. And one other unique thing about this, it has a stand for folding. So you basically undo that stand. It kind of locks in place there. And that with the kickstand up gives it a really nice upright position when it is folded in half. C-post also drops, and boom. Fits nicely into your back seat. I've tried it already, and very easy to pick up this e-bike when it's folded. Only weighs about 45 pounds. So I like how they designed the system with the stand that comes down, and the combined with the kickstand. This is not going anywhere. Basically, it's pretty rock solid, unlike other folding e-bikes that, kind of tumble over almost, not that steady when they're folded in half like this. So pretty good job with the folding mechanism here. Something I think other e-bike companies could copy like that. A drop-down stand like that is a great idea, and that's something I think other e-bike companies should copy. All right, so let's talk about the design of this bike. That's really what you're buying here when you're looking at a bike like the Honbike here. You're buying it for its futuristic design. This is something that I've never seen before in the e-bike world. But what's really interesting about the design is that this is a very minimalist e-bike, not just in looks, but in parts as well. So they say it only takes 57 parts to make this e-bike. Now, a normal e-bike takes 250 parts, according to Honbike. And that's a pretty interesting stat there, 250 parts versus 57. You would think that would be cheaper to make, but I'll show you the price later. But it's made of die-cast technology. It's a single fork design e-bike. So if you look on the front tire here, where's the fork, right? It's on this side. And it's the first e-bike I ever had that came with a hubcap. I had to install right there for the front motor. You got these magnesium wheels too with the tri-spokes there. Really cool. I love magnesium wheels on e-bikes. I think they look a lot cooler and less maintenance, of course. No spokes to get in the way. And the fork on this side is the actual drivetrain shelf, drive shaft itself that comes up here. You just attach the fender on it. But a really nice kind of unibody design they talk about with the handle here. It looks like it's made out of pipes almost, especially the seat post here. That's pretty unique in the market. So a very minimalist design. The drive shaft is fully enclosed. They said it's 100% sealed, so nothing can get in there. And that unibody design, it gives a really solid riding feel. It's one of the best just riding feels I've ever had on an e-bike. Just riding this thing, you feel really solid on the road, even though it's a smaller design. And I really appreciate that from the Honbike. The seat is interesting. It's a very unique looking seat. You can slide it up and down. It locks in place with this lever up here. Get that. And it's fine for short rides. This is not a long range bike by any means. It's got some padding on here, basically just kind of hardish foam. It's got 3 slits in it for airflow, and nice white design. This is the white version of the bike. Also comes in black and then red. So the red version has a red wheel in the back and red colors down here on the battery section. Let's talk about who this bike is for. So this is not, again, a long-range e-bike that you're going to buy and take on long rides. It's basically, I look at it as a big city, a big city bike, commuter bike. If you need to go 5 miles to work in Manhattan and you live in a tiny apartment, I mean, this is a great little bike to do that with. It has no suspension on it, so you're not going to go off-road with it at all. And then secondarily, it's kind of like a beach cruiser too. It's has a very ergonomic shape to it when you're sitting on it, and I'll show you that. So it's very comfortable to ride and on the road. And as long as you're not going over any major potholes and you're on flat ground, then you'll do well. This bike will do well for you overall. But it's not a long-range bike. It's more like just a quick. I think the fireworks are going off. It's 4th of July weekend, by the way. So you can throw it in your back seat and take it, on little short trips every now and then on vacation. Bring it down to the beach. In fact, I'm going to bring it down to the beach when I do the ride video and bring it down to the beach. Just ride along the beach road and film it there, because that's kind of what this is for. It's a very short-term, short ride e-bike that you just pick up and go with. So, all right, let's talk about my likes and dislikes about the Honbike, because I have a few definitely. So. It's a well-made bike, that's for sure. I mean, they spent money on this thing, and you can tell it's well-made. Nothing rattles on this e-bike. Really solid feel, and I'm impressed with the parts they use. It's only mechanical brakes, but you don't need that on a 46-pound e-bike, especially one this small. The So the ride quality is great as well, and the unique design, right? I mean, this stands out, right? This says e-bike, unlike some other e-bikes out there that look like more traditional bikes. But if you're looking for something different, then consider the Honbike overall. My dislikes. All right, so this is very weak on hills. This is not a hill climber at all. It says it has hill tech assist. That's supposed to kick on when it detects you're on a hill. It doesn't seem to go on for me. I'm not sure why. And you have to pedal up hills overall. Your top speed is only 15, so it's not a very fast, powerful bike at all. It's a simple, flat ground cruiser. That's it. That's what it's designed for. Lack of accessories. So the parts on this bike are not like typical e-bike parts. The seat, you can't change the seat out. The handlebars have this diamond shape to them. So I'm not sure if accessories will fit really well on here, like lights and things like that. It's kind of a small design. I almost wish it was like 10% bigger and had like 26-inch wheels. I would like to see a bigger version of this from Honbike in the future. And the last thing I dislike is the price. So hold your hats, because this bike sells for $19.99 on the Honbike website. They make an EU version for Europe, and they don't sell a North American version. So it's all one speed for both continents. And it's an expensive bike. I don't see them selling a lot of these in the US because of that. And you can buy the electric XP Lite for $7.99. It does more, goes farther, goes faster. But if you're into design, this has won like 4 awards according to Honbike, 4 design awards. This is a pretty cool looking e-bike, it's well made. So I'm sure they want to get their money back as far as the engineering that went into it. But they do have a sale right now. You can buy 2, you get $400 off. If you want to buy 1, it's $150 off, so it costs you $18.50 out the door on the Honbike website. But it is an interesting design, and I give them a lot of credit for thinking differently here, especially with the drive shaft system. But again, I would love to see a bigger version of this, like maybe 10% bigger, 26-inch wheels, maybe some better seating up here. But it is a really nice bike to ride overall. I do enjoy riding it just around my neighborhood. It's got a simple, quick feel to it, and a really solid ride on the road. So anyway, let me show you the cockpit. I'll show you how I sit on it, and we'll end up the video. So I love the feel of this e-bike, sitting on it. It's a very comfortable design, very easy to get on, and fits my frame pretty well, even though I'm 6 foot. This seat post raises pretty high. And it is a nice feel overall, so I do enjoy that aspect of it. All right, here's a look at the cockpit. The integrated LCD display. It's kind of hard to see in the sunlight. I'll put my hand over it there, get a sense for it. It's nicely designed. It's got battery percentage, battery bars, speed, your assist levels. So 1 and 2 are eco, 3 and 4 are normal, and 5 is sport. You've got a trip odometer there and trip beater. You got a bell over here on the left-hand side, and here's your control panel, power, plus and minus, and lights. Now, if you look at also this bike as well, something different that stands out are the brakes. So these are kind of reverse brake levers, if you will. Just interesting design, never seen it before. And again, a pretty cool looking simplified cockpit. You can see the angled shape of the handlebars here. I don't know where you put a mirror on this thing, because these don't come out. You have to put something on here. It is kind of curved on this side right here, actually, so you can put a mirror on this side and over here as well. This is a rounded shape here, and then in the middle it goes towards more of the diamond design on the e-bike itself. But give you a few more close-ups of the bike. There's your kickstand down here. Again, folding pedals. Pretty simple. Plastic. I like these better than electrics because these won't lock up on you like the metal ones do. I mean, it's a cool looking bike if you like futuristic stuff. And I think This is partially designed by some Honda engineers as well, so I wonder if that's how the name came about with Honbike. But anyway, check it out online and pick up one. I'll put a link in the description. And stay tuned for the ride video at a beach. So I'll see you next time on the channel. Thanks for watching.